Okay, let's start. Number 1, Mika experienced trauma because her parents died during the blast of Typhoon Sendong. Whenever she was asked about the situation, she cannot even recall where she was during the event and how her parents died. The level of awareness, where does her situation fall? Okay, everyone, what's your answer? If you can still remember, letter B, unconscious. Okay, Jamairan, Mary Hyacinth, Michelle, Redmi. Okay, all of, how about the others? Yeah, letter B. Kay Freud, may 3 levels, no? As you can remember in your discussion. Kay Freud, according to Freud, we have 3 levels of awareness. He compared it sa parang iceberg. No? The consciousness, yun yung tip of the iceberg, no? The conscious mind. So these are the mind that we are aware of what's happening. No? You are remembering. You are aware that you are sitting. You are aware everything that falls under the consciousness. You are aware of yourself and the memories. Yeah. And the second level is the pre-conscious level. According to Freud, as you can remember in your discussion, the pre-conscious, ito yung mga motivations, ito yung motive, ito yung interest, and even dreams pwedeng malagay sa pre-conscious. Kasi once you were asleep, na-open yung gateway between pre-conscious, among the three, no? Unconscious, pre-conscious, and even the consciousness. Naghalo siya. It's because when you are dreaming, hindi mo na control yung whatever your mind is thinking of. And yung pre-conscious naman na idea ni Freud, ito yung mga we are not aware at present, but when the conscious mind require to remember something that is stored in pre-conscious, maaalala natin. For example, yung hindi natin, as of the moment, you are consciously taking down notes, or you are consciously listening to the discussion. But when I ask you something that you are not thinking of right now because the conscious mind is doing its work, yung pre-conscious, for example, tatanungin ko kayo kung sa anong stage, no? Sa anong stage na nagtatamsak yung child. So automatically, yung information na yun nanggaling sa pre-conscious. No? We are not aware, we are not thinking of as of the present. Yung unconscious mind naman, ito na yung past, no? Sabi ni Freud, dito nanggaling yung ating instinct. Most of our past behavior most of our past experiences, even learning that were once conscious, nalalagay na siya sa unconscious. Ang correct answer dito is unconscious. So tama lahat, letter B. But if I'm going to ask you what type of defense mechanism Mika used, what will be your answer? Kasi defense mechanism, no? Sige daw, what's your answer? If we will try to restructure the way of questioning, what type of defense mechanism used by Mika? Helen Landes, repression. Ayan, the correct answer, tama na yung repression. No? Repression is a defense mechanism whereby you repress some early memories because it's traumatic to entertain in the conscious level. Kaya dun mo siya in-store sa unconscious mind. So the correct answer is unconscious. Okay, let's proceed to number 2. The following are determinants of number 2. The following are determinants of personality exam. So what will be your answer? Okay, Michelle, letter D. Gladys, letter D. Julie, letter D. How about the others? Okay, letter D. Obviously, based from your discussion, hindi nasali yung school lessons. But in essence, school lessons belong sa doon sa social processes. Kasi as we interact with our classmates, as we interact with our teacher, school lessons belong to the social processes. So hindi pa naman natin na-discuss ito, but later on sa social environment, mag-discuss natin yung different forms of social processes. Pero based lang doon sa presentation, obviously, the correct answer is hindi kasali yung school lessons. No? Social class, yung strata ng ating society, what is your rank in the society, that is social class. So, you belong to upper class, middle class, lower class. So it affects the personality. Iba yung personality kasi ang upbringing ng class, a social class, like if the mind has been trained to papansin nyo, iba yung personality ng nasa lower class at sa upper class. So determinant siya. No? Isa siyang antecedents. Culture as well as family. Miss, merong nag-raise ng hand. I-chat mo na lang, okay? Anyway, this type of questions are very simple and easy. Kasi remembering na type of question. But yung mga situation, more on na siya doon sa applying or application na type of questions. Again, number 3, which of the following refers to an actor's mask through which sound of one's voice was projected? Okay, what's your answer here? Persona. How about the others? Okay, persona. Okay, the correct answer is persona. Okay, kaninong concept? You can still remember. Yan, kang Carl Jung under psychoanalytic school of thought. Kasi si Carl Jung, estudyante friendship sila ni Freud, and their theories both deals with unconscious mind. No? So persona. What do you mean by archetypes pala? Archetypes still is a concept under Carl Jung. What do you mean by archetypes? Even psychic apparatus, thanatos. You know? Wala atang answer. A simple definition, based lang sa inyong understanding. Sige, anyway, madidiscuss natin yan later on. Number 4. Cassie attempts to shoplift in a convenience store because her son, Dudoy, has no milk and they don't have any money to buy them. However, Cassie felt that she is committing a crime, and so she returned the goods and went home. Which of the following best describe her situation? What's your answer here? Letter A, letter B, Stephanie, letter A, Michelle, letter B, Mary Hyacinth, letter B. Letter A, letter C, medyo diverse po, second C, medyo diverse yung ating answers. How about the others? Letter A, letter B, Oppo user, letter B. Sige, when we say id, this is the part of our psyche according to Freud, which refers to animal instinct, survival instinct. It utilizes pleasure principle. Wala siyang pakialam if it is morally wrong or nakakasakit na siya, as long as masatisfy niya yung pangangailangan. That is it. No? Ang psyche structure na at work is it. Yung animal instinct, for survival instinct. Magnanakaw in order to survive, wala siyang pakialam. Kasi wala siyang pakialam if masama yung magnakaw just to satisfy the need. That is it. When we say superego, this is the psyche of the morality. It determines if, kasi sabi ni it, ang correct answer dito is letter B. Kasi yung it, si Cassie attempt to shoplift because may pangangailangan. That is animal instinct. Ang at work yan na psyche is yung it. But the superego, the morality principle of our psyche, saying that mali yan. Mali yan. And kapag mali yan, andun na yung guilt. No? Diyan na papasok yung guilt. So si Cassie, umuwi na lang ng bahay at na-return niya yung goods at umuwi na lang ng bahay. So, ang action na ang concept na best na makapag-describe sa situation is letter B. Kasi yung ego, ito yung reality principle. It uses reality principle. So, again, ang suitable na if you can still remember your discussion, the best concept that is suitable to the situation is letter B. Okay. Hindi siya pwede letter C kasi yung ego, okay, pwede paki-mute na lang po kasi narinig. Okay, number 5. Si Rio, a social worker working with DSWD's Pantawi Pamilya Program or 4Ps, he is assigned at the mountain province in Luzon, which is too far from his residence, Cebu City. His first task is to visit Sitio La Presa to conduct an ocular visit in the place. Upon going there, he is very anxious and repeatedly asked by the PUJ driver about the place, such as if it's far, if people are hospitable, and etc. Which of the following best illustrates Serio's case? Reality anxiety, letter C. Letter C. Letter C. Okay. So the correct answer is reality anxiety, letter C. Yung kapag hindi na fulfill yung pangangailangan ng ego na psyche, ito na yung anxiety that will happen to a certain person. Neurotic anxiety, on the other hand, ito yung kapag hindi na fulfill yung pangangailangan ni id. For example, yung kanina, kapag hindi na kapag suppress ng superego, kasi yung letter A, moral anxiety, ito kasi yung kapag you are being punished by your conscience, papasok sa konsensya mo. Pag nagnakaw ka, yung kanina na example, kapag nagnakaw ka, aatakihin ka ng moral anxiety. Tataas yung moral anxiety, and based from these three, neurotic anxiety, reality anxiety, and moral anxiety, kapag tumaas yung mga anxiety na yan, that's the time we use our defense mechanism. Okay. Number 6. Bernard, a social work student, went inside the classroom late. His teacher noticed it and asked him about the reason why he is late and scolded him. Bernard was so embarrassed since all his classmates were looking at him while laughing. Which of the following anxiety illustrates the scenario? What's your answer here? Letter D, neurotic. Letter C, both A and B. Letter C, both A and B. I answer B because he was embarrassed. Okay. Okay, how about the others? Neurotic anxiety. So obviously, it is not letter A now. Reality anxiety, because the situation is when Bernard entered the classroom, he was being scolded because he was late, and because of that, he was being embarrassed while being laughed at. Ang correct answer dito is neurotic anxiety, letter D. Hindi siya pwedeng reality anxiety. Therefore, it is not letter A. So letter A and letter C are not the correct answer because he crash out natin yung letter A. So it's between letter B and letter D. moral anxiety doesn't mean kapag na-embarrassed ka, automatic it belongs to the superego psyche. Neurotic anxiety, on the other hand, he illustrates this kind of behavior na, na, na nahihiya siya. It's because of the others' view, and because of the heat is working at that time, kasi nandun yung uh, na late siya. Wait lang. Okay. I have to understand this. Okay. So his teacher noticed it and asked him about the reason why he's late and scolded him. Okay. Sige. The correct answer talaga is letter D. Hindi siya pwede moral anxiety because ang superego, kasi yung primary motive ni Bernard is hindi naman nakasang-ayon doon sa kanyang superego that say na it is morally wrong coming to class. Talagang na-late siya. So, pinagalitan siya eh. And yung nafe-feel niya na embarrassment because he was being laughed at by his classmates belongs to neurotic anxiety. Number 7. Okay. Anna is 4-year-old girl who is sweet, cute, and pretty. She is a papa's girl who oftentimes sits beside her father, hug him, and etc. She always hates her mother, especially when she observes that her parents are sweet with one another. Which of the following suits the scenario? Okay, what's your answer? Electra complex. Okay. So the correct answer, yan. Obviously, it's Electra complex. No? Ito yung concept na kapag at that early age, yung bata is close enough. Kapag yung, for example, daughter close to papa, the girl might feel jealousy towards her mother because hindi niya na yung attention hindi niya nakukuha fully. And that is what we call Electra complex. Kabaliktaran naman nun is yung Oedipal complex. Kapag yung hatred is kapag yung son sa mama, tapos yung hatred ng son towards the father. Yan. Okay. Sige, but if you're trying to restructure the question, saang stage na ito? Sa psychosexual stages ni Freud. Okay. Saang stage na ito? Okay, you can still remember. Yan. The correct answer is phallic stage. Ang erogenous zone niya is yung sa babae, sa kanyang vagina. No? Sa lalaki naman is yung sa kanyang organ mismo. And yung central element dyan is yung electra at Oedipal complex. Okay, very good. Number 8. Mrs. Pumpkin goes to the office of the social worker for a counseling session. During the session, when the worker listens attentively to every detail that she was saying, Mrs. Pumpkin introduced herself first to the worker, her childhood experiences, frustrations, marriage and its difficulties, and other things in and outside the universe. Which of the following technique did the social worker employ basing from Freud's concept? What is your answer here? Okay. Sige, the correct answer is free association. Letter A. Ito yung technique na ginagamit sa psychotherapy na pinapasilita mo lang sa whatever comes into the mind. Kasi ang para ma-open yung gateway ng pre-conscious. Pag ma-identify mo yung slip of the tongue, kasi may kanya-kanyang definition yan. Kapag na-identify mo yung slip of the tongue, that means to say, yun yung unconscious motive behind the problem. So, free association ang tawag dyan. No? Pinapasalita mo lang yung kliyente hanggang sa whatever na word ang kanyang masabi. Kasi working na yung pre-conscious, na open na yung pre-conscious na psyche. Yung dream analysis naman, kasi yung psychotherapy naman ni Freud is nag-involve yan yung relaxing technique hanggang makatulog din. Kasi may hypnosis si Freud. No? May hypnosis na technique si Freud. So, during hypnotize na yung kliyente, yung may sariling interpretation. No? Kasi for example, yung bat, kapag naglalaro daw yung bata ng bat, yung at that point of age, for example, 30 plus, naglalaro daw yung bata ng bat, that means to say, he is fixated doon sa phallic stage. Kasi ang ibig daw sabihin ng yung baseball bat is para daw siyang na organ ng lalaki and fixated siya. So, may kanya-kanyang interpretation. So, that is dream analysis. Okay, next. Number 9. Milo is too messy with his room, his clothing, and etc. He often reprimanded by his mother for such an action. Yet, he doesn't give any concern to things that his mother told him. Which of the following, according to fixation, best describes Milo's situation? What's your answer here? A. Letter B. Letter B. How about the others? Letter B. Letter B. Letter B. So the correct answer here is anal impulsive. Obviously, fixated si Milo doon sa anal stage. But may dalawang issue dyan sa anal stage. Can be either anal retentive or anal impulsive. Kapag yung bata is nagkaroon ng issue at that stage, sa anal stage, for example, kasi hindi siya na-train ng magpupo sa CR, siya lang mag-isa. In that way, yung bata is nakaka-develop kasi hindi siya na-train na i-practice yung bowel movement niya. Ang bata magkakaroon ng anal impulsive. So, paglaki niya, according to Freud, yan, masyadong kalat, hindi organized. Kabaliktaran naman yan, yung anal retentive. Kapag healthy, yung toilet training during anal stage, yung anal retentive, kabaliktaran naman. Hindi siya messy, no? Organized, and sometimes, merong medyo pagka-OC. Yun yung anal retentive. Anyway, malapit na tayong mag-time. So, mag-join lang kayo after maubos yung time. Sige. Number 10. Scarlett, at the age of 3, is already in school. She's active in class activities and tasks. She can be trusted in leading her classmates with some school chores. Which among the following best describe her stage based on Erickson's theory? Okay, what's your answer? T. Suppressed autonomy because of her age. D. Okay, how about the others? D. Okay, take note in answering this type of question. Pwede kang magkaroon ng may dalawang basis ka. Can be either the age, i-identify mo lang siya kung anong age na siya. Kasi in HBSE, kailangan you're familiar with age. For example, if 3 years old, kung sa psychosexual stage, saang stage na siya. If doon sa psychosocial stage ni Erickson, sa anong stage na siya pag 3 years old. Kapag andun naman sa morality development, sa anong stage na siya. Kapag andun naman sa cognitive development, anong stage na siya. And it can be, pagkukuhanan mo, as you can remember, the age or the characteristic being exposed at the question. Dalawa yung choice. Now, ang question dyan, what if contradicting? For example, age niya is 3. Tapos, yung Yung characteristic naman, saan ka magbe-base ngayon? Okay. Ngayon, magbe-base ka, syempre, hindi naman, according naman sa psychosocial stages and even developmental theories, personality developmental theories, hindi fix ang age. Kasi there are children na sa ganito palang age, mas advanced na yung competencies or mas advanced na yung pinapakita niya. So, basically, we will base our answer doon sa characteristic. So, for this one, the correct answer is initiative. Letter D. Ego identity, yan, adolescence. Sa identity versus role confusion. So, teenager. Competence right after trust and mistrust. Yan. Okay. Competence naman is yung sa, if I'm not mistaken, doon naman yan sa sa anong stage yung competence? I forgot. Kasi sige daw, try to answer. Kasi hindi ko nalagay sa answer key. Competence is a virtue of, I think after the Pamelaan, industry versus inferiority. Yeah. Industry versus inferiority sa yan na stage, yan yung virtue niya. Kasi every stages may virtue. Sabihin, ano yung ma-develop na personality kapag na-overcome mo yung conflict sa ganyan stage. Thank you, Pamela. Okay, number 11. When a child during infancy constantly neglected by his or her biological needs such as breast or bottle feeding, etc., he or she will somehow develop blank values according to Erikson. What's your answer? Yan. Okay. Sinasabi nating infancy, sisimula ang age 0. So obviously, according to Erikson, there are two conflicting concepts. It's between trust and mistrust. Konfliktara naman kapag na-fulfill daw yung need at that age, obviously the child later on in his life, magkakaroon, walang trust issues. Easily, mabilis lang siyang magtiwala and hindi issue sa kanya yung trust. Okay. Correct answer is B. Almost every one of you got the correct answer. Number 12. Bunita always obeys her parents. She excels in her academic and non-academic areas in and outside of school. Her parents told her not to engage into intimate relationships until she finished college. She obeys them without questions. Which of the following best describe the situation? Okay, what's your answer? Okay, the correct answer is letter C, moving toward. Concept yan ni Karen Horney. Kasi kapag yung neurotic anxiety, basic anxiety, atake, there are 3 mechanisms that we use. That is moving away, moving against, moving toward. The correct answer here, obviously, is moving toward people. Okay. Moving against, yun yung go against in conflict. Usually, kapag yung basic evil according to Karen Horney or even mga anxieties na nag-occur, possible na yung gawin natin is we move against those people who possesses or who triggers our anxiety, or even moving away from people, or simply detachment. Okay, Hina is an infant. So obviously, bata pa, 0 to 3 years old. She often does thumb sucking and puts any object in her mouth. According to Jan Piaget's theory of cognitive development, it falls on. Okay, what's your answer? Answer B. B. Yeah. Okay. Sige. Correct answer is sensory motor, letter B. Pero, ayan, mapapansin nyo, the way na pag-construct ni Ma'am Sheena ng question is somehow yung characteristic niya, we can attribute to psychosexual stage. Thumb sucking, put any object in her mouth. So, usually, ang erogenous zone is yung mouth. So, kapag nasa mouth, oral stage. Now, what if ang question hindi nilagay yung infant? Walang nakalagay na sa anong age na siya. Nakalagay lang is often does thumb sucking and puts any object in her mouth. So tip lang, kapag ganyan, yung situation, kinakailangan mo siyang i-compare. Kasi sa theories naman natin, may personality development. At this point of age, ano yung mga issues and concern, ano yung competencies na kinakailangan i-develop, at sa next naman na stage, ano. So, yun yung sinabi ko kanina na kapag, para hindi kayo malito, you have to compare the different developmental stages. No? Kapag sa ganitong stage, psychosexual, obviously the answer is oral stage. Kasi around the mouth yung erogenous zone. But how about kapag kay Jan J? So obviously, sensory motor. Kasi all sa senses pa lang ang brain trying to get the message from our senses. So sensory motor. Okay, the obvious answer is letter B. Okay. Easy lang naman ang mga questions nito. Sige. Number 14. The need for perfection, while many are driven to perfect their lives in the form of well-being. What do you mean by this? It is the need for perfection. What's your answer? Okay. Wala ata answer. Letter C. Letter A. Letter B po yung answer ko because of the word perfection. Letter C. Letter A. Okay. The correct answer here, I think maraming nagkamali dito. The correct answer here is letter A, moving away from people. According to Karen Horney, the need for perfection is under the moving away from people concept. Because when you move away, you tend to isolate yourself, become competent, and it leads to perfection. Letter A. Si Miss Julie lang ata yung tama na answer. Okay? Moving toward is the need for companion. Moving against is the need for domination. Yan. Okay, number 15. Which of the following is not classified as neurotic needs? Okay, what's your answer? Letter D. Bakit may question? Not sure? Okay. Letter D, letter D. Okay. Obviously, it's letter D. Neurotic need for discrimination. According to Karen, sa classification ni Karen Horney sa mga neurotic needs, hindi kasali yung the need to discriminate. A, B, and C. So how many neurotic needs are there according to Karen Horney, if you can still remember? There are 10. There are 10 neurotic needs. Mapupulfill lang yan through 3 strategies. Yun yung moving away, moving towards, and moving against. Number 16. A child might be able to recognize that his or her dog is a German Shepherd, that a German Shepherd is a dog, and that dog is an animal. Which of the following cognitive development theory does this fall? What's your answer? How about the others? Correct answer here. Okay, almost everyone got the correct answer. The correct answer here is concrete operational. Kasi yung situation itself says that there is logic from that recognize that her dog is a German Shepherd and German Shepherd is a dog and that dog is an animal. That is a logical thinking. So it falls under concrete operational stage. Letter C. Number 17. Blank is anchored on Filipino thought and experience as understood from a Filipino perspective. Medyo tricky ito. What's your answer? 17. Okay, the correct answer here is letter A, Psikolohiyang Pilipino by Virgilio Enriquez. Kasi hindi po yung psikolohiya ng Pilipino. So may pinagkaiba yan. Kapag sinabi natin psikolohiya ng Pilipino, the Filipino psychology, yan yung English equivalent niya. Pero when you say psikolohiyang Pilipino, these are the thought and processes of the psyche of the Filipinos. Looking kasi yung Filipino psikolohiyang Filipino ni Virgilio Enriquez na propose yan, it's because most of the theories in psychology came from the Western perspective. Obviously, it is biased. For example, hindi naman siguro applicable yung sabi ni Freud na kapag hindi ka na, kapag yung mga penis envy, mga Oedipal complex, although makikita natin siya sa manifestation, pero culturally biased. For example, psychosocial stage ni tawag nito Erikson, for example, hindi naman siya, not all the time is applicable doon sa how we process our thought and behavior sa Filipino. Most of it, psikolohiyang Filipino is anchored doon sa ating Filipino values, Filipino perspective, and even cultural variables. Makikisama, pivotal. Anyway, yung psikolohiyang Filipino is mas admired ng ating Board of Examiner as compared sa ating mga Western theories. Kasi Filipino psychology, and nandito tayo sa Pilipinas, in a board exam, context ng atin. So, I would recommend na pag-aralan nyo pa yung Filipino psychology or psikolohiyang Filipino. Number 18. Her series focuses human personality and the concept of neurosis and anxiety. Sige, identification lang naman ito. Okay. B. The correct answer here is Karen Horney. Neurosis and anxiety. Kay Carol Gilligan naman, nabilong si Carol Gilligan doon sa humanist. Kasabayan niya nila Abraham Maslow, nila Adler, humanist. Karen Horney, nabilong siya sa psychoanalytic na school of thought. So, neurosis and anxiety, yung 10 neurotic needs, and what are the form of anxiety. Number 19, who was the author of Psikolohiyang Filipino? Masyadong obvious, no? Letter A. It's Virgilio Enriquez. Delmali Mendoza, author siya ng libro. Charles Zastrow, author din siya ng group work na books. And generalist practice ng mga books, Western books. Grinalda Miklat, group work na book. Okay. Number 20. What is the theory of Jean Piaget? Wala sigurong... Okay. Correct answer here is cognitive development. Obviously, kay Jean Piaget yan. Social learning theory, kanino yan? Sige, walang choices. Kanino yan? Yan. Very good. Albert Bandura. Operant conditioning. Kanino yan? Yan. Kay Pavlov. Yung behavioral theory is yung school of thought. No? Isahan na dyan sila Bandura, sila Dave Skinner, si Pavlov. Sila yung behavioral school of thought. Focusing on these. Hindi siya based doon sa past. Kundi based siya sa circumstances around that triggers our behavior. For 21, which of the following is not a Filipino characteristics? What's your answer here? Number 21. Okay. Obviously, it's letter D. Lahat yan ay characteristic of being a Filipino. Bahala na, manyan na habit, pautang na loob. Marami pa yan. Ninghaskugon, pakikisama, SIR, tulay, marami yan sa inyong na-discuss. These are Filipino traits, cultural traits, and characteristics. 22. Mark is our supervisor of Del Monte, Philippines. He borrowed 5 million from his compadre named Andrew. When Andrew asked for help in order for his daughter to be employed in Del Monte, Mark automatically recommended Andrew's daughter if there are more qualified applicants there. Even if there are more qualified applicants than her, which of the following suits the situation? So what's this? Okay, correct answer here, obviously, it's utang na loob. Utang na loob. Yan yung tinatawag na ang utang na loob, and even all of the Filipino characteristics may pwede natin siyang tingnan in a good perspective and even the negative way. For example, utang na loob. Utang na loob is a form of manipulation. Hindi ka pwedeng tumanggi kapag meron kang pinagkakakutangan ng loob. That is somehow we can understand as a Filipino. Kasi may utang ng loob, but supposed to be utang na loob ay hindi singit. No? But then again, pwede siyang kasi itong Filipino cultural traits, even Filipino characteristics, pwede siyang mapagsimulan ng problema. For example, sa situation na ito, what if tinanggap ni Mark ngayon? Tinanggap ni Mark yung anak ni Andrew. Tapos may mas qualified pa sa anak ni Andrew. Magkakaroon na ng problema within the company kasi naapektuhan yung performance ng company because of the personal issues, because of this value. Utang na loob. In another, in a case of sexual violence experienced by children, one of the motives and means ng mga predators nila, binibigyan ng pera, palaging binibigyan ng reward, and hanggang doon umabot sa point na hindi na makatanggi yung bata, na receptive na siya, at the same time submissive na siya doon sa kanyang magbibigay palagi ng reward, can be explained by the cultural values of utang na loob. No? Hindi siya hindi, it's because pinagkakautangan niya ng loob ng tao. So, pwede din natin siya tingnan doon na perspective. Okay, number 23. Mike is a consistent honor student in Lourdes College. Yet, when he reached his third year, he was indulged into vices and usually played online games such as Mobile Legends and MU, which made him fail in most of his subjects. Which of the following is applied in the situation? Okay, Miss Gladys raised hand. Okay, the correct answer is Ningas Kugon. And Ningas Kugon, um, uh, yung Ningas Kugon na konsepto, yun yung mabuti ka lang sa simula. Yung Ningas Kugon kasi, yung kagaya ng kugon, pag sinindihan mo, biglang sisiklaw, grabe yung apoy, start. Pero madali siyang maupos. But, if in this case, ibahin natin yung pagkakakonstruct ng question. Nilagay natin na may influence ng barkada. Ayaw niyang, Mike doesn't want to feel abandoned or to feel that he doesn't belong to a group. So, the correct answer, kapag ganun na yung situation, yun na yung pakikisama. Pakikisama as a Filipino cultural trait. So, ma-overweigh na natin or ma-supersede na ng pakikisama na konsepto yung Ningas Kugon. Okay. But anyway, hindi yun yung answer kasi naka-base lang tayo doon sa binibigay na situation. Again, do not go beyond the situation. Analyze within what was given in the situation. 24. He was best known for his client-centered therapy or person-centered approach. What would be your answer? Yeah. So obviously, it's letter Carl Rogers, letter B. Client-centered therapy. You can still remember. Max Weber is a sociologist. Yung kanyang Max Weber belongs to the structural functionalist school of thought. Ivan Pavlov and John Watson belongs to behavioral school of thought. Next, for 25. Which among the following is a technique used in behavioral training in which naturally occurring stimulus is paired with response? What's the answer here? So the correct answer here is letter A, classical. Both classical and operant conditioning is a form of behavioral modification. Trait, hindi siya pwedeng yan. So it's not letter D because the answer letter D is too general. And hinihingi dito is masyadong specific. So it's between letter A and letter B. And the classical conditioning, obviously, yung concept na is andun sa training. Yung stimulus is paired with response. Stimulus, yung mga responses like para ma-continue yung behavior, you must pair that kind of stimulus induced to that person subject for behavioral modification. Okay. For 26. 5-year-old boy acts like a feminine. He was playing Barbie dolls and wearing sleeves and skirt. His playmates are his 3 sisters. In Jungian archetypes, which of the following, which does this fall? Okay. Obviously, the correct answer here is anima. It's the feminine archetype of male. Kasi sabi ni Carl Jung, hindi talaga 100% masculine all throughout. Even lalaki ka, may feminine side ka rin. And kabaliktaran yan, sa babae, may masculine na dimension ng kanyang personality. That is what we call animus. Persona naman is the mask. We tend to cover our personality with this kind of personality that we want to portray so that others might respect us or so others magkakaroon ng good relationship. That is persona. 7. Mang Juan is a scavenger with 12 children. By waste picking, he raises his family. He doesn't mind the danger he gets from scavenging as long as he will be able to feed his family. What level of Maslow's need pyramid does this statement imply? Okay. Correct answer here is simple. Physiological needs. The need for survival, the need for food, that is basic or physiological needs. 28. Who is the father of psychoanalysis and first proposed that childhood experience are crucial in development? It was Simon Freud. Yeah. It was Simon Freud. Supposed to be si Simon Freud ngayon dapat na father of psychology, but he was not. He was the first person to discuss the unconscious mind. And his theory, siya yung nakapag-create ng tension within the psychologist group, psychologist professional in the Europe and even in the United States. Okay, number 29. Claire is a good-natured person. Her parents taught her positive values. She was praised by her parents all the time, all in her work, and feels confident about it. She consistently tops the class and supportive with her classmates. In person-centered theory, what does this scenario connotes? What's your answer? Okay, the correct answer here, correct answer here is positive self-concept. Yung positive self-concept, kapag align yung ideal sa real self. Yung tawag sa alignment is congruity. Narcissistic person, ito yung personality, tawag nito, personality disorder, belongs sa deviance. Hindi naman siya narcissistic because wala namang sinabing feeling of grandiosity or feeling of masyadong interest-seeking na type of behavior. Hindi naman ganyan yung situation. Conditional positive regard, on the other hand, hindi siya pwede maging answer. Kasi yung conditional positive regard, these are the conditions should be met para ma-align yung congruity at saka magkaroon ng positive self-concept. Number 30. Which of the following refers to the universal images, thoughts, ideas, symbols that contain large element of emotion? What's your answer here? Number 30. Letter C, letter D, letter D. The correct answer here, this is archetype. According to Jung, this is archetype kasi yung collective unconscious, ito yung structure kasi kay Freud is, ang structure ng kanyang psyche is conscious mind, preconscious, and unconscious. Yung kay Jung naman, ang equivalent ng unconscious is yung collective unconscious. Yung collective unconscious, namana pa natin yung early memories ng ating ninuan nung unang panahon. Namana natin, may na-store siya sa ating collective unconscious. So even yung mga primitive communal societies before, nakuha natin yung kanilang early memories. That is why meron tayong animal instinct. Yun yung sabi ni Jung, yun yung pinagkaiba niya ni Freud. Yung libido naman, ito yung energy, the sex drive, the life drive. Superiority complex, iba na naman ito. Ito yung concept ni Adler. Okay. So the correct answer here is archetype. And there are 3 different forms of archetype. What are those? Sige daw. Sige. What are the 3 different forms of archetype? Sige, I'm still waiting. Anima, animus, Aha. Okay, pwede. Isa dyan yung persona. Pangalawa, ang shadow. Yan. Persona, shadow, and animus anima complex. Sige. Proceed tayo, number 31. Okay. Celia bought padlock in order to secure their house whenever they are not around. She also placed grills into it to make sure that no one can enter. She also placed in a vault her family's important documents, jewelry, etc. Which of the following the Maslows need Harry to describe this situation? Yeah. Hindi na ito kailangan i-explain kasi very obvious. It's letter C, safety and security needs. Number 32. Mang Jose and Aling Ana have two children named Bert and Anne. As parents, they wanted the best for their children. Bert became a lawyer as what his parents told him, and in return, his parents gave him half of their property. Anne, on the other hand, was impregnated and didn't finish her schooling since she doesn't like to become a doctor. Instead, she desires to become an engineer. Because of this, her parents disowned her and didn't give any support for her and her baby. In the Rogers framework, where does this scenario fall? What's your answer? My answer here is A. Okay, Jora, letter B. Redmi, letter A. Mary Hyson, letter B. How about the others? Mm-hmm. Okay. Hindi siya pwedeng letter C, no? Kasi contradicting yung letter A at saka letter B na choices. So it's between letter A and letter B. The correct answer here is letter D. Hindi naman sinabi na, kasi ayaw ni Anna, she follows her desire. Na disown siya. Hindi siya incongruent. But yung scenario is more on doon sa unconditional positive regard. Ay conditional positive regard na kailangan mong maging doctor para patanggapin kita sa But instead, Anna was conditioned to obey instead of giving this conditional positive regard. So that's the scenario, and that's the best concept that can describe the scenario. Okay. Next. 33. Which of the following believe that man is innately good and anything that every man do is for good of himself or others? What is your answer? Letter A. Letter A. Mm-hmm. How about the others? Mm-hmm. Okay. So, I think merong nakatama isa. The correct answer is letter C. It's Carl Rogers. Pag sinasabi nating humanist, sinasabi nating person-centered, ang ontological assumption niyan is man is innately good. On the other hand, kapag sinasabi nating man is innately bad, sinong philosopher ang may pakana niyan? So usually, Lao Tzu, si John Locke, sino pa ba? Western philosophers. Yung may author ng Leviathan na philosopher, yan, they believe that man is inherently evil. Pag sinasabi natin humanists, since person-centered siya, then ang ontological assumption niya is man is innately good. Carl Jung, yung paniniwala niya is based on sa unconscious. And because psychoanalytic siya, yung assumption niya, doon is man is innately evil. Rollo May and Eric Fromm, ito yung mga modern psychologists. Si Eric Fromm, nabilong siya doon sa humanist pa rin, but mas focus siya doon sa integration ng humanist sa behavioral na school of thought. Okay. I'm not familiar with Rollo May. Number 34. In this stage of personality development, the peer groups and the family provides the anchor and emotional support. That's your answer. The closest answer is letter A. Letter A. Adulthood, supposed to be independent ka na kasi the psychosocial stage will tell us kapag adulthood, you must have these competencies to be independent. Therefore, you tend to be mature. Young adulthood, issues niya naman is yung how to get a partner. Number 35. The individual's formation of habits and attitudes begins at letter D. Yeah, correct answer here is letter D. Di pa pwedeng letter A, letter B, or letter C. Gagamitin natin yung psychosexual na theoretical framework natin. Ang ating answer is letter D. At birth, adolescence, adulthood, and latency, of course, makikita din natin na may developmental milestone. But ang question here is not kung kailan nagde-develop. But the question here, kung kailan nagsisimula. Keyword natin begin. So it begins at birth. Letter D. 36. This psychological approach views human as having a natural tendency toward actualization, growth, fulfillment of basic potential. It views human nature as positive. What's your answer? Okay. Letter A. How about the others? Okay, the correct answer here is letter A. Humanist. Carl Rogers, Eric Maslow, morality development. Social Darwinism, on the other hand, this is an evolutionary theories. Ang assumption ng social Darwinism, all of our traits, characteristic, personality natin is coming from evolved around the time. For example, nagkaiba ng lalaki sa babae. Ang personality ng lalaki is more on siya. Mapapansin natin, when we say multitasking, mas pabor sa babae. Kasi from the task of the women in the primitive communal society where they tend to the children, they tend to their husband, and even doon sa pagluluto, sa bahay, a lot of responsibilities. So, and they develop yan all throughout time. So, nag-evolve yan. As compared to men are considered spatial in learning. So, ibig sabihin, they use their skills. Kapag sinasabi natin multitasking sa lalaki, according to this school of thought, hindi masyadong effective ang lalaki when it comes to multitasking. Mapapansin nyo, isang focus lang yan. Kapag na-disturbo yan, then it will break down. Yun yung evolutionary theories ng personality. Sige, we will stop. Blank theories find the roots of personality in the ways that people think about, act on, and respond to their environment. So what's your answer, number 37? Okay, traits, letter B. How about the others? Letter B. Allah. Maraming mali. Sige. The correct answer here is cognitive social learning. Kasi cognitive, based from the cognitive, no? The mental processes. Question, the definition says that personality is deeply rooted on the mental processes of how people think, act on, kasi cognitive nga, based sa learning, even John Piaget theory, merong behavior and respond to their environment. So basically, they learn from their environment. So that is cognitive social learning. Yung trait naman is more on nature, more on evolutionary theories. Psychodynamic naman is based on personality doon sa tree structure of psyche, the conscious mind, the preconscious and subconscious. Humanistic naman, ang personality is determined by choice, determined by the fulfillment. Personality is a choice. Yun yung central element ng humanistic. So the correct answer is letter C. Okay. Number 38. Carol is an overseas Filipino worker working in Dubai, UAE for 6 months now. She has difficulty in relating with other people, especially people in the Middle East, because she thought smiling, looking in the eyes, nodding, Filipino gestures of respect is inappropriate gestures to do. To her surprise, it is prohibited to look in the eyes, especially for male, because for them, it's not a sign of modesty. Which of the following determinants of personality influence Carol's behavior? What's your answer here? Obviously, it's the culture. Sa atin, kultura. Every culture has its own context of personality. And the drive that points to the situation or the influence and determinant is the culture. Number 39. Alan experienced physical abuse from his drunkard father. When he got married and aware of his action, he also used to hit his children with a belt or slap with the petty offense they have done. Which of the following determinants of personality best describe the situation? What's your answer here? Okay. The correct answer is the upbringing of Alan. Alan's family. So it's letter B. But, okay, correct answer. Almost lahat kayo tama. But if you're trying to restructure the question, what school of thought ang applicable sa case? Kung ang tanong is, what school of thought can explain the case of Alan, what will be your answer? PIE? How about the others? Walang isa lang sumagot. Family systems theory, How about the others? Heredity, learning theory, okay. My question was, what school of thought? So I am referring to the 4 forces of psychology. The first force is the psychoanalytic. Sila Freud, sila Jung, even Karen Horney. Yan, psychoanalytic school of thought. It deals with the the influence of unconscious mind to the personality of the person. Behaviorists, third school of thought, humanists. Fourth school of thought, transpersonal theory. So yun yung 4 broad factions kung saan nabilong ang ating mga theories. Okay. Sige, next tayo. 40. Which among the following refers to employing appropriate theories that suggest techniques for modifying pathological forms of behavior? Okay, the correct answer here is behavior change. Letter D. Ito yung mga technique like, ang mga technique na ginagamit sa behavior change is yung mga desensitization, yung sa, if you can still remember, yung na-discuss natin doon sa diagnostic test, desensitization, yung mga process of exposing the person who is experiencing phobia to somehow less threatening object, yun, mga form of behavior change. And even when you train the child to become an achiever, you will try to introduce reward and punishment system. Okay, number 41. Which among the following believe that child's experience with parents in 5 years of life are important determinants of later personality development? So, what's your answer? Letter B, Jora, Agilu, Mary. Obviously, Simon Freud, the importance of childhood experience, influence, and the latter's personality. Kasi nagkakaroon ng fixation and even regression. Diyan magsisimula yung mga childish act and childish personality, childish form of behavior in response to anxiety. Yan yun. Important yun. Charles Darwin, ito yung evolutionary theory. Watson and Bandura, they are the behaviorists. So, they are not, sa kanila naman, doesn't matter kung anong experience mo sa child as long as andun yung operant and how they condition the mind, how they condition the behavior, that will determine the personality. Number 42. Bang Apner is 68-year-old retired soldier. He loves to share his battle experience with his children and grandchildren. He's also an active member in charitable works in the neighborhood. Erickson's psychosocial stages of development, where does this situation fall? So the obvious answer is letter C, old age. Old age, because of the age, at the same time, yung characteristic, andun na siya doon sa last stage. What's the conflicting concept at that stage, old age? Sige daw. The question, if we try to restructure the question, ano yung conflicting concept at an old age? Yan, correct si Miss Julie Bayanya. It's integrity versus despair. Kapag productive ka raw, kapag na-fulfill mo yung, productive ka at that, nalagpasan mo yung mga issues, tapos at that age, isang indicator na you are fulfilling the integrity ng concept. Yun. You are member, you are active, you are involved, engaged in a in a group or even in the community. You are contributing member of the community, and you somehow marami kang maikwento sa mga bata. That is one of the indicator. 43. At this stage, there is a reciprocal mother-child relationships, physical development, socialization, and communicating a sense of separateness. What is this? You can see. How about the others? B. Yeah. Okay. Correct answer is it is during latency. So letter B. Number 44. Except for one, these values maintain smooth interpersonal relationships, or SIR, in Philippine society. So what's your answer? Except for one, huh? So the correct answer here is utang na loob. Euphemism, no, the use of you are trying to modify your wordings just to avoid conflict. Instead of sinasabi mong pangit siya, sabi mo lang na maganda siya. I mean, matalino, mabait, o maputi. Yan. The use of euphemism. Go between if you cannot confront directly that person. So you can, for example, your teacher, hindi mo siya pwedeng, in order to avoid conflict, pinapasa mo na lang yung message. Ikaw lang, pakisabi na lang kay ma'am na hindi na tayo mag-quiz. And to lie, go between. Pakikisama, yan, to avoid conflict, you have to go along with your peers. Pwede siyang mapagsimulan ng problema pa rin. For example, sa construction worker, because he value pakikisama, bago pa lang siya sa kanyang workplace, kasi value pakikisama din, he go along with the peers in drinking spree sessions. Because of that, pag uwi niya sa bahay, and may tension na naman. May tension between the families. And pwede naman siya maiiwasan if that person can balance that value. 45, the task at this stage has to do with acceptance of an impending death. So this is, what's your answer here? The closest. Okay, the closest answer is adulthood. Letter D. But if you try to add another option, old age, so old age ang tamang answer. Kasi adulthood is on generativity versus stagnation. In old age is, integrity versus despair. You have to deal with the fulfillment of your life. You have to accept the impending death. So, higher level na siya. Pero wala mang option na old age, so stick tayo doon sa adulthood. Meron mga ganitong type of question na feeling mo mali talaga yung options. So you have no other choices but to pick the closest one. 46, the process by which an individual comes to understand what society accepts as right or wrong. Letter C. Letter A. Ito medyo tricky ito kasi close enough yung options. But stick tayo doon sa definition. So how about the others? Letter A. Okay, the correct answer here is letter A. Kasi pag sinasabi nating process, that means to say there is development. Yan. Pag sinasabi nating there is process, there is development, then there is growth. Development of determining what is understandable, is correct, right or wrong, morally. Hindi pa siya pwedeng super-ego kasi yung super-ego, hindi naman sinasabi na the process. As super-ego, ito yung psyche that works with the morality issue. Yan yung, pero pag tinatanong dito, what is the psyche structure that determines what is right and wrong? Obviously, the answer is super-ego, but the question here is referring to the process of determining what is right and wrong. Conscience naman, on the other hand, ito yung ginagamit ng super-ego. Ethics, it is the codified standard of professional behavior. So, hindi siya pwedeng ethics. And it is the code of ethics pala yun. But the ethics is the science of knowing what is morally right and wrong. Okay? So, obviously, the answer here is moral development. Number 47. Which of the following refers to the association of stimuli and response that develop as a result of practice and favorable reward? What's your answer here? Okay, letter D, conditioning. Yan. That is from the ideas of Pavlov. This is what we call conditioning. Correct answer here is conditioning. If you pair the response and stimulus to have a positive consequence, this is what we call conditioning. Habit, on the other hand, ito na yung nire-develop over time. Behavior, this refers to the response. Attitude, hindi na siya. Masyado siyang malayo. So the correct answer here is conditioning. 48. According to Freud, this stage has now been transformed from selfish, pleasure-seeking child to a realistic social adult with heterosexual interest. What stage he refers to? So, the correct answer here is genital. Kasi ang tinatanong is the stage. Pero pag tinatanong, saang milestone na dapat siya, obviously, ating answer is adolescent, no? Or puberty. So, ang tinatanong man dito is yung stage sa psychosexual. Obviously, it's in genital kasi genital, nakafocus na yung ating libido doon sa building realistic expectations towards our opposite sex sa genital na stage. Okay? Last number, I think, 49 pa pala. Sige. Who among the following are considered neo-Freudian theorists? Okay. So the correct answer here is letter D, Horney and Adler. Neo-Freudian sila, it's because belong pa rin sila sa psychoanalytic school of thought. Naka-align pa rin dun sa konsepto ng unconscious mind. Pero may mga alterations na naganap. For example, kay Horney, nakapokus siya sa women's. We can expect from Horney na based from the criticism of Freud na medyo misogynist yung language na ginamit niya. So, kay Horney naman, focus siya doon sa babae. Adler, same time, the birth order, the bringing in the unconscious mind. Maslow and Roger, humanist, John Piaget and Gilligan, they are more on cognitive social learning. Pavlov and Skinner, behaviorists. Number 50, I think wala ito sa inyong wala ito doon sa inyong question kasi nagkulang ata ng question doon sa inyong drill. So this theoretical concept believes that we are born without knowing anything and we learn based on experience or imparted knowledge. Anong answer niyo dito? A with question mark? Okay. The correct answer here is tabula rasa. Ang literal meaning ng tabula rasa is blank slate. According to John Locke, sabi niya that hindi naman ang ating personalities hindi naman siya based doon sa kung anong meron tayo, but pinanganak tayo na just like a blank slate na through experience magigay natin of what type of personality na magkakaroon tayo. So that is according to John Locke, the tabula rasa, blank slate. Okay, so I think we're done.